Discover the world through its words. Kotoba Camp.
Desire.
Desire.
To want or wish for something strongly. A strong feeling of wanting something or wishing for something to happen.
渴望、希望、欲望、愿望。
Neurological studies reveal that the desire for social connection activates similar brain regions as physical hunger. The intrinsic desire for knowledge drives scientific advancement across multiple disciplines.
Evolutionary biologists examine how the desire for reproductive success shapes animal behavior.
Cultural anthropologists analyze how societies channel basic human desires into complex social rituals.
Cognitive psychologists investigate how desire influences decision-making processes.
Desirable.
Desirable.
Natural selection favors traits that are desirable for survival in specific environments. Desirous.
Desirous. Ancient philosophers were desirous of understanding the fundamental nature of reality.
Yearn, crave, long for, wish.
渴望、渴求、向往、期望。
Reject, spurn, shun, disdain.
拒绝、唾弃、回避、鄙视。
Detail.
Detail.
An individual feature, fact, or item. Careful attention to particulars. To describe or explain something thoroughly and precisely.
细节、详情、详细描述、详述。
Microscopic analysis revealed intricate structures within the fossilized specimens. Ancient pottery fragments contain detailed patterns of early civilizations.
DNA sequencing provided detailed insights into genetic variations.
Precise measurements captured subtle atmospheric pressure changes.
Careful observation documented behavioral patterns in world populations.
Detailed.
Detailed.
Satellite imagery captured detailed surface features of distant planets. Detailing.
Detailing. Meticulous detailing of archaeological findings preserved crucial historical evidence.
Thorough, comprehensive, precise, specific.
彻底的、全面的、精确的、具体的。
Vague, general, superficial, cursory.
模糊的、笼统的、肤浅的、粗略的。
Diet.
Diet.
The food and drink usually consumed by a person or group. A regulated selection of foods. To follow a specific food regimen.
饮食、日常饮食、节食、控制饮食。
Ancient civilizations developed diverse dietary patterns based on locally available resources and cultural practices. Marine mammals maintain their body temperature through specialized metabolic adaptations and dietary habits.
Archaeological evidence suggests significant shifts in human dietary patterns during the Neolithic period.
Nutritional requirements vary among different species based on their evolutionary dietary adaptations.
Understanding dietary influences on gene expression has revolutionized personalized nutrition approaches.
Dietary.
Dietary.
Dietary preferences significantly influence cultural development and social structures. Dietitian.
Dieticia. Clinical dietitians develop specialized meal plans for patients with specific medical conditions.
Nutrition, sustenance, nourishment, fare.
营养、食物、滋养、餐饮。
Starvation, fasting, malnutrition, deprivation.
饥饿、进食、营养不良、匮乏。
Difference.
Difference.
The way in which two or more things are not the same. A distinguishing characteristic.
差异、不同、区别特征。
Subtle differences in genetic sequences can lead to significant variations in protein structure and function. Quantum mechanics reveals fundamental differences between classical and atomic scale physics.
Cultural differences in artistic expression reflect diverse historical and social contexts.
Geological formations exhibit distinct differences in mineral composition and structure.
Cognitive development shows marked differences across various age groups and learning environments.
Differential.
Differential.
Differential gene expression patterns determine cell fate during development. Differentiate.
Differentiate. Modern analytical techniques help differentiate between similar chemical compounds.
Distinction, disparity, divergence, variation.
区别、差距、分歧、变化。
Similarity, sameness, uniformity.
相似、相同、一致、等同。
Director.
Director.
A person who manages, guides, or supervises activities of an organization. To manage or guide activities and operations.
主管、导演、指导者、指导、管理、引导。
The museum director approved the acquisition of several rare artifacts for the new exhibition. The program director implemented innovative research methods to analyze ancient manuscripts.
As acting director of the conservation department, she established strict protocols for artifact handling.
The laboratory director coordinated multiple research teams across different archaeological sites.
The executive director secured substantial funding for the museum's expansion project.
Directorship.
Directorship.
Under her directorship, the institution achieved unprecedented growth in both research and public outreach. Directive.
Directive. The director's new directive required all staff to document their research findings digitally.
Administrator, supervisor, manager, executive.
管理人、监督者、经理、执行官。
Subordinate, assistant, employee, worker.
下属、助理、员工、工人。
Disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
An unfavorable circumstance or condition that reduces the chances of success. To put someone in an unfavorable position.
不利条件、劣势，使处于不利地位。
Students from socioeconomically disadvantaged backgrounds often face additional barriers in accessing higher education. Historical records show that women were at a significant disadvantage in accessing scientific education in the 19th century.
The economic disadvantages of rural communities have led to decreased agricultural productivity.
One major disadvantage of this renewable energy technology is its high initial installation cost.
The competitive disadvantage faced by smaller firms in the marketplace requires innovative solutions.
Disadvantaged.
Disadvantaged.
Disadvantaged communities often lack access to quality healthcare facilities. Disadvantageous.
Disadvantageous. The disadvantageous market conditions forced many small businesses to close.
Handicap, limitation, drawback, impediment.
障碍、限制、缺点、阻碍。
Advantage, benefit, privilege, asset.
优势、利益、特权、资产。
Disappoint.
Disappoint.
To fail to fulfill hopes, expectations, or standards. To cause feelings of dissatisfaction or frustration.
使失望、辜负期望。
Initial experimental results disappointed the research team when they failed to support their theoretical predictions. The archaeological excavation disappointed scholars when carbon dating revealed the artifacts were more recent than anticipated.
The long-awaited clinical trials disappointed medical researchers when they showed minimal therapeutic benefits.
Environmental scientists were disappointed to find that conservation efforts had not significantly improved the ecosystem's health.
The genetic studies results disappointed expectations about finding direct links between specific genes and behavioral traits.
Disappointed.
Disappointed.
The disappointed researchers had to revise their hypothesis after the unexpected results. Disappointing.
Disappointing. The disappointing outcomes of the climate summit led to increased calls for more decisive action.
Frustrate, discourage, dishearten, let down.
挫折、气馁、沮丧、辜负。
Satisfy, fulfill, please, gratify.
满意、实现、取悦、使满足。
Disaster.
Disaster.
A sudden event causing great damage, loss, or destruction. A catastrophic occurrence.
灾难、灾祸、灾害。
The earthquake was an unprecedented disaster that dramatically altered the region's geological formations. Volcanic eruptions can trigger ecological disasters by releasing massive amounts of ash and toxic gases into the atmosphere.
The prolonged drought created an agricultural disaster, severely impacting crop yields across the entire region.
Marine biologists documented the environmental disaster as coral reefs experienced unprecedented bleaching events.
The collapse of the ancient civilization have been precipitated by a series of climatic disasters.
Disastrous.
Disastrous.
The disastrous impact of industrial pollution has led to significant changes in environmental regulations. Disaster-prone.
Disaster-prone? Researchers identified several disaster-prone areas where tectonic plate movements pose significant risks.
Catastrophe, calamity, tragedy, cataclysm.
灾难、灾祸、悲剧、大变动。
Success, triumph, fortune, blessing.
成功、胜利、幸运、祝福。
Discount.
Discount.
To reduce the value of something by a certain percentage. To consider something as less important. A reduction in price or value, the difference between the present and future value of money.
折扣、贴现、减价、降价、贬值。
The central bank's decision to increase the discount rate affected borrowing costs across the financial sector. Economists must discount future cash flows to determine the present value of investments.
Financial analysts discount long-term environmental impacts when assessing sustainable investments.
Companies often discount the value of intangible assets in their financial statements.
The research demonstrates how investors discount risk differently across various market conditions.
Discounted.
Discounted.
The discounted cash flow model helps evaluate investment opportunities. Discounting.
Discounting. The discounting method reveals the time value of money in economic calculations.
Devalue, reduce, depreciate, diminish.
贬值、减少、折旧、减少。
Appreciate, increase, value, enhance.
升值、增加、重视、提高。
Disease.
Disease.
A disorder of structure or function in a human, animal, or plant that produces specific symptoms.
疾病、病症。
Autoimmune diseases occur when the immune system mistakenly attacks healthy cells in the body. Infectious diseases can spread rapidly through populations lacking adequate immunity.
Chronic diseases require long-term management and often affect multiple organ systems.
Rare genetic diseases often manifest during early developmental stages.
The emergence of new infectious diseases poses significant challenges to global public health.
Diseased.
Diseased.
The diseased tissue samples revealed significant cellular abnormalities. Disease-causing.
Disease-causing. Disease-causing pathogens can evolve resistance to conventional treatments.
Pathogenic, infectious, virulent, malignant.
致病的、传染性的、毒性的、恶性的。
Healthy, wholesome, salubrious, beneficial.
健康的、有益健康的、有益的、有利的。
Well done! Take a break and remember to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Let's keep our learning motivation fresh.
The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams.